Well, good morning, everyone. Thank you for coming out here, even amidst the rain. We're Fall River people. We roll with the punches, so that's what we get, and we're still celebrating here because we do what we can. It's wonderful. So we're here to celebrate two amazing women. And I just want to thank you all for coming. I want to thank Julianne Kelly, who's here in person, and one of the women we are celebrating. And also I want to thank Janice Veloso and Marsha Picard for just coordinating and helping put on this event and getting these benches in place. I want to thank the family and friends of Janice Clarke and all the and their remembrance of her and all the work that she has done. I'm going to be speaking on Julianne's behalf. So I just have a few highlights about her time here as the coordinator of Mass in Motion. So in 2009, the Department of Public Health granted Fall River one of the first 10 Mass in Motion grants statewide. And there were 8 communities that were given planning grants, and only 2 communities were given implementation grants based on the systems and the people that were already in place, one of which was Julianne, who is already working in this arena. And those 2 communities were Everett and Fall River. So that is a wonderful thing. And Julianne Kelly was the first Mass in Motion coordinator here in the city, and she served from 2009 to 2019. And during and as a result of her tenure, the Municipal Open Space and Recreation Plan was completely revised. The Alfred J. Lima Quequechan River Rail Trail, of which we are standing on part of, was established and significantly extended. The Complete Streets program was instituted. That's a wonderful thing for the city. The Government Center Staircase Gallery was created. Two staircase galleries on both sides were created. That is a wonderful opportunity to exercise and enjoy art from city residents and local residents. Hundreds of bike helmets were distributed, and multiple bike rodeos, which included bike safety classes and training for young people, and bike repairs by loyal Bike Walk Fall River members. They were held in the city, and multiple healthy eating initiatives were developed and launched, and so much more. So Julie also played a major role in Fall River becoming one of only 6 communities in the country out of more than 160 applicant communities nationwide to receive the Robert Wood Johnson Foundation's inaugural Culture of Health Prize. And this prize was given to communities that were doing exemplary work towards helping make their communities healthier, which Fall River and Julie certainly were. So I would like to turn it over to Mayor Paul Coogan, who will say a few words, and thank you again for coming.
Actually, Sarah stole all my thunder because I got the same notes as she did about the amazing work Julie did while she was both the Mass in Motion director and pushing hard to get the rail trail done. I also want to acknowledge one of my colleagues in government who obviously comes to everything. Carol Fiola, state representative, is here with us today. But Julie, if you'd come on up for a second. We do want to give you an official city citation for all you did for the city of Fall River in honor and recognition of your 10 years of dedicated service to the city of Fall River as the Mass in Motion coordinator. We want to thank you for all you've done.
Thank you so much.
Now, is she talking now?
We would like to invite Dave Weed to come up, who is retired from the Department of Mental Health and Partners for Greater Fall River Partners for a Healthier Community, and he will have a few words to say. Yes, much easier.
Right. Hi, it's nice to be back here and see so many familiar faces and a number of new faces. I just want to say that since I left Fall River 6 years ago, I've changed hats. If you read this now, we are now on native land. I'm working across the Taunton River with the Pokanoket tribe in developing a new national heritage area. Mike knows all about it if you want to ask questions, and I have brochures if you're interested. But enough about what I'm doing. What I too have that same list. I don't know where we're going for this, but I don't have the high-tech version, Sarah. I have the low-tech version, but I think you've mentioned everything. But what I want to especially say is that I remember Julie as the person who gets things done, okay? Even if they take 10 years, right? She had more tenacity and stuck with more of these projects than anybody I know to get changes in the physical structures around here. A lot of Healthy City Fall River had to do with the social structures, and Marcia I credit with keeping those social structures, getting those up and going, and the education that's involved. That's kind of the software of doing healthy cities. But the hardware was Julie's job, and she helped to make sure that the structures like the Quequechan River Rail Trail, the bike paths, all of the even the infrastructure for bicycles and repairing bikes, all of that came under Julie's watch, and she did a fabulous job. And I think this bench is just the most appropriate occasion to honor her contribution, that hundreds, if not thousands of people are walking by this spot every year, and they will get a chance to see a little bit. Do we have a QR code on that? Is that on the bench? We need to get a QR code that takes you right to a Julie Kelly webpage. So everybody will know who she is and what she did. But it's a great opportunity, and thank you, Marcia, and all of the organizers here to make this happen. And thank you, Julie.
Thank you, David. Now we would like to have the dramatic unveiling of the bench that is in true humble Julie fashion. She refused to have it dedicated to her. So it is dedicated to the volunteers who maintain and advocate for this rail trail in this city. Yeah, yes, go. You witness it. Oh, we have no music. Where's the trumpets? Do, 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 do. If anyone's willing to dodge the raindrops, they can step right up and have a peek.
Thank everybody for coming on this lovely day. I really appreciate all the hard work that was done by the folks at City Hall and who are members of the group, and even my old friend Al Lima, who's no longer with us. Miss him and miss my sister. My sister would be so happy to see that bench and plaque on the trail that she loves so much. She had a stroke when she was 52, and she had moved to housing over on Quarry Street in one of the mills, and she spent every day cleaning goose poop. Notice there was none. She had it taken care of last night with a thunderstorm. And yes, she really loved it. She would buy certain kinds of things to feed the animals, because if you give them bread, it's really unhealthy for the birds. So she would buy peas and corn, and they would come. They would hear her wheelchair coming, and they'd come flying up to meet her and eat right out of her hand. And I think the most important thing she did, besides cleaning goose poop, was educating the young children as they walked along and telling them no bread, not good, make the birds sick. And she really loved every day on the trail, and it just made her life so much better. So I thank everybody for having this ceremony and putting her name on a bench. It's much appreciated. Thank you. And
her honor. Obviously, everybody knows she did a great job out here. So in honor and memory of Janice Clarke's extraordinary volunteer commitment to the continued preservation and public enjoyment of the Alfred J. Lima Quequechan River Rail Trail, Great
long
stuff.
name. Thank you
Great
very
stuff.
much for
Great
coming.
stuff.
Thank you. She'd be very proud.
Very much.
And I think Carol's going to say a few words, and I appreciate it, Carol.
Carol, what an honor to be here for your sister. First of all, Julie, congratulations. You know, whether you're a city employee doing your job, it's one thing to do your job, but it's another to bring the passion, the class, the collaborative spirit that you brought, and the kindness to the job. I mean, Julie, you will always be remembered as a champion and a wonderful advocate, and congratulations on the bench for the people who enjoy this trail. Those of us who knew Janice, she was a gem. She was in that wheelchair with a mission every day, whether it was on the corner of at the Lady of Light Band Club. I'd see her in that parking lot before she'd make her way down here on the trail. Again, you don't have to be important or gifted with some unique job. You just have to have a passion and a commitment and a desire to make a difference. And boy, one person has made a tremendous difference. And for that, we are very grateful, Cheryl, that Janice, whether I'd pop over to the apartments where she lived there, to seeing her on the trail here, boy, she's a champion for Fall River, and boy. Oh yeah, oh yeah. I would get a lot of phone calls from Janice, and I respected and honored every one of them. And so, congratulations in her memory. Forever, the people of the trail who walk the trail and enjoy the beauty will ask, who was Janice Clarke? Who was Janice Clarke? And hopefully they'll ask somebody who knew and be able to tell her, somebody who made a difference for the people of Fall River. So thank you, Cheryl, for allowing me to be here and for everyone here to make this special honor in her name. Thank you.
So Cheryl made reference to the goose poop that's on the trail, and the rain is Janice's problem today. This is why it rained, so that there was no poop on the trail. That was her big job. I'm Janice Filozzo, and I used to be in charge of the Friends of the Quickwashan River Rail Trail, but that was my kind of title. I was the bad Janice. Janice Clarke was the good Janice. It was always a big joke, and she would always tell me what to do. And how it was supposed to get done. I was very lucky to have get a really good friend out of being involved in Fall River and the rail trail. Janice was a sweetheart. She had a tough exterior. She'd chase you down with her wheelchair on the trail if she thought that you were doing something wrong. But she had a heart of gold, and she was just the greatest volunteer. And anyway, I cry because I'm too old now, and every time I do something, I cry. Yeah, she was a really good friend, and I appreciate all of the things that Janice did on the trail, and everybody in the city of Fall River should appreciate them too. Thank you.
If you care to walk down there at some point, then you can see Janice's bench. It's on the right-hand side, a little before the track switch, and similar in structure to that bench with a different plaque, of course. So.